Hey guys, in this video I'm going to go over the top 7 challenges people have when they're trying to fast and strategies to overcome those. So the first one is hunger waves. Hunger waves are basically when you feel hungry, you feel like, oh my gosh, I've got to eat something right now. Again, this is a normal, natural part of fasting. It happens to every single person that tries to fast. Totally normal, okay? So what we want to do if you have a hunger wave, right, and you really want to extend the fast, you're like, okay, I'm feeling really hungry, but I do want to fast longer than I am right now, is you drink water, okay? So water will help fill your stomach and will reduce the hormone ghrelin, which is associated with the hunger wave, okay? Another strategy you can do is just be busy. So we typically will have hunger waves around periods of time when we're used to eating. So if you're just busy working during that period of time or busy with other activities, then you're going to suppress that hunger wave. And the next thing you know, you're beyond that. And once you get beyond that period of time when you would normally eat and you reduce that hunger wave, you'll notice that you're just not as hungry, okay? That the hunger wave goes away. You don't actually really need food. You're able to kind of continue to move on. Now, that's number one. Number two is constipation. So when you fast, oftentimes people will notice they have constipation. And typically when we chew and we eat, it stimulates muscle contractions in our gut, peristalsis. And so a lot of people will end up with a little bit more constipation. And constipation can cause more stress in the body, more toxicity in the system, and make it harder to fast. So a couple things with constipation. Number one is when you are eating food during your feeding times, make sure you're getting a lot of really healthy foods, particularly healthy, really good plants that have a lot of healthy fibers in them. That can be really powerful. You can also do things like chia seeds and things like that that can be really, really helpful and supportive. During your fast, make sure you're drinking a lot of water, okay? So hydrating really well. Hydration, you want your body to be like a river, not like a pond. Hydration is going to keep things moving. And that's the best way to get toxins out of your system is just kind of pushing them through with water. Can be so powerful. You can also do salt water, right? Where you actually put in a little bit of salt. This is actually good for a wide variety of things. Putting a little salt in water can actually help with peristalsis and moving things through. You can also do magnesium in water. Like we've got our brain calm magnesium powder right here. Throw some of this, throw a bunch of it in water and drink that. And that magnesium, the way you know you're getting too much magnesium is it moves your bowels. It stimulates massive contraction, puts a lot of water into your bowels, flushes you right out, and that can be a really, really great helpful tool as well, especially if you're really constipated. You can also do certain herbal teas like ginger tea, aloe vera can be really good, and there's teas like Smooth Move tea, for example, which is a good one if you are feeling really constipated, where it's got different agents that are natural laxatives that can really help push things through. So we definitely want to overcome the constipation. You don't want food sitting in your gut putrefying. So you gotta have strategies to keep things moving on a regular basis. A lot of people will notice that they do really well fasting and they just have like black coffee or something like that. And that's totally fine too, right? If your body's responding well, you're not noticing an increase in cravings when you have coffee. If you have coffee and then you feel really out of it, you feel more irritable, your energy goes down, you have hunger and cravings, then don't do the coffee. But if you just have the coffee, you feel really good, you're able to continue your fast, it helps you move your bowels, great, go for it. Okay, number 3, low blood sugar. So if your blood sugar is going low, you typically are gonna feel hangry, you're gonna feel irritable, tired, you are gonna feel oftentimes dizzy, you may even have like heart fluctuations, things like that. This is typically associated with dehydration and electrolytes. That's kind of where I would address first. When I'm fasting, I would basically just take a little bit of salts, right? Just put a little pinch on my finger, take the salts, and then take my water, drink my water, and a lot of people notice pretty quickly, wow, I feel a lot better. I actually feel a lot better, okay? Now, I didn't drink a whole lot of water, but I would want to drink like 8 ounces of water at least. So a really good amount of water with the salts. And that can really help you with the low blood sugar, right? And feeling that. Now, another thing you can do is rest, right? So if you really want to kind of push through, just take some time and rest, especially when you first get started with fasting. So a lot of people will just do it on a weekend or something like that where they don't have a whole lot of stress on them. And so they're able to rest if they need to. And that really takes us into number 4 there, is if you have a lot of stress for many people can cause more cravings, all right? And we naturally, most of us have learned in our life to eat for comfort, right? It helps us comfort us during periods of time when we're under stress. Nothing necessarily wrong with that if we do it appropriately. However, if you're under a lot of stress, it may not be a good season to do fasting, okay? So you just have to take that into consideration. Number 5, feeling deprived, okay? So a lot of people, as they fast, whether it's intermittent fasting, they're giving up breakfast or they're giving up dinner, they're watching other people do it, they feel deprived, okay? And so number 1 is, as you develop your fasting muscle and you feel the benefits of it, that will start to go away, because your innate intelligence within your body will say, I just am getting so much good benefits from fasting, I want this, right? You'll just kind of feel this inner peace about it. Now, another thing you can do, this is something I do, is I use these little sweet leaf water drops. So there's no calories in this. This one right here is a raspberry lemonade flavor. And I just put a little bit of that in my water. So it's got like a little sweet flavor to the water, and it helps a lot, right? That little sweet flavor helps boost a little bit of feel-good neurotransmitters in my brain. I'm still getting the benefits of fasting, yet like I really enjoy the water and I'm getting some pleasure out of that. And I think that's a great crutch. You know, it's a great strategy and crutch to help me get the benefits of fasting, and I've seen it help a lot of other people. So that's simple and easy. This is in our resource guide. You can find that. Number 6, dizziness. Dizziness really goes hand in hand with the low blood sugar. So again, water and salts. Get those electrolytes in. We don't produce energy from the food we eat, really. We actually use water, and electrolytes will produce rampant amounts of energy in our body. We eat to build it, to bring in new raw materials so we can build and repair, right? So we can actually build new cells. But water and electrolytes will give us plenty of energy. It will help reduce the dizziness, help you really function well mentally. And then number 7 is fear. A lot of times people are like, and I know I was like this too, I would be fearful that I was gonna lose my muscle mass, okay? Some people are just fearful that they're gonna get really sick, they're gonna feel really, really bad if they continue fasting. And you know, again, if you are taking the proper steps and the proper progression, like I've talked about in this program, then you really have nothing to fear. You know, this is perfectly safe, perfectly natural. Obviously, you know, if you have a major health condition, always a good idea to talk with your doctor, your functional health coach. But this is something normal and natural that all of our ancestors did. In fact, if our ancestors couldn't go long periods of time without food, we wouldn't be here today. This is something built into our DNA. Like, our DNA knows how to do this. It's going to respond, it's going to adapt. We just have to build the muscle. We have to build the level of fitness. Being fearful of fasting would be like being fearful of exercise, right? Totally rational that somebody who's not trained and has not exercised in a long time would be a little fearful of exercise because they know they're gonna feel sore and uncomfortable. Totally normal, okay? But once they get through that adaptation period, they'll notice that they feel a lot better and that actually their body starts to crave the exercise and they see the performance improvements from it. It's really the same thing with fasting. So hopefully this helps you guys understand how to navigate some of these challenges with fasting. Be sure to check out the PDF that goes with this as well.